sink in for a moment. That we have been given something which is unshakable. You see, in the Greek, when receiving something, as what is denounced here in Hebrews 12:28, means that something is being transmitted to us. Something that has been sent or conveyed as if it is by inheritance or hereditary. This means that what we have received is a result of us being part of the family of God. That we are His sons and daughters. That we have been given an unshakable kingdom because we have been welcomed into the kingdom of God because of what Christ has done for us. We have become, as Paul says in Romans 8:17, we have become heirs and co-heirs with Christ. And that should be a reason to be thankful for receiving such a wonderful gift of an unshakable kingdom. And the reason why we need to hold fast and be thankful for this wonderful, unshakable gift is, well, let's just be honest, we live in a world that is routinely and easily shaken by whatever happens or takes place within it. Our lives are routinely shaken by things. Our lives can go up and down like a roller coaster at a moment's notice, depending on what takes place during the day. And let's just face it, when things go wrong in our lives, they cause us to become unsteady. They cause us to waver. They cause us to become unbalanced. They cause us to rush around and overlook things. We begin to worry about what is going to happen next. And so when you look at what it means to shake, in Greek, that is saleu, meaning to agitate, causing to waver, to move, to cast it down, to be disturbed in the mind and to drive away. And believe me, there are things in this world, and there are things that are going to take place that will upset and disturb the mind. There are things that are able to shake us. They're able to cast us down. That you can look throughout your life and you can see and point to moments in which you felt as if you were shaken or disturbed in your mind throughout your life. I mean, an example of such things is that we are all sharing in this pandemic. And the pandemic has shown how easily the world and our lives can be shaken. In fact, it is so easy to be shaken that Paul tells the church in his second letter to the Thessalonians in 2:2 that he tells them, do not be easily shaken or alarmed by those who say the day of the Lord has already begun. Do not believe them, even if they claim to have had a spiritual vision, a revelation, or a letter supposedly from us. You see, we're so easily shaken that Paul is having to write to the church at Thessalonica a second time because some are worried that they've missed out on the day of the Lord. And that they are worried, that they are disturbed, they are downcast because they're like, oh, I missed it. And because of this desire, this problem with missing things, it allows us in our lives to be easily shaken by the enemy. We are easy to be distracted. And so this is one of the reasons why we can be thankful, is because, as the writer of Hebrews 12:28 says, that we have received, that we have been given an inheritance of an unshakable kingdom. And as you would imagine, the opposite of saleu, which was for to shake or to waver, is asoletus, which means unmoved, immovable, and unshakable. That is, what has been given to us cannot be moved or it cannot be overthrown. There is nothing which can move it. In Greek, this literally means and figuratively says it cannot be moved because it is fixed in place. And so this is why the writer of Psalms 46, 1 through 12 describes God as being immovable. When he describes God is our refuge and our strength, an ever-present help in times of trouble. Therefore we will not fear. Though the earth give way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam and the mountains quake with their surging, God is our refuge and strength. He is immovable. The kingdom of God is unshakable. And we have received an inheritance that is not of this world. And because we have this immovable kingdom, we can be thankful and understanding that our hope in God is not misplaced. Even though heaven and earth will pass away, yet the kingdom of God will remain. We have sure-footed hope in God. Regardless of what might take place in our lives, we can give thanks to God because he is always there. He has never moved. What more then could you truly be grateful for? For it is, as the prophet Malachi says in 3:6, that God does not change. He is not moved, as the writer of Hebrews says in 13:8, that Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. This is not going to change. We have been given an inheritance of an unshakable kingdom. So it does not matter whether or not things are going our way or whether or not we are stuck in a moment where we don't really want to be in. We can always offer thanksgiving to God in all circumstances because he is always there. He has never removed from us. We have received this unshakable kingdom. We have received the promises of God. And so therefore we are worthy to give thanks to him. For we understand that God and his kingdom and his blessings will always be counted upon. For God is a rock. He is a refuge. He is a strong tower. God is a mighty fortress. All of which the writers of Psalms refer to God as being unshakable, immovable. God is firm. And to be thankful means you understand that what God has done is not going to change. It is resolute. And so we have received the kingdom that, as Daniel describes in Daniel 2:44, that God has set up a kingdom that will never be destroyed, and so we are to be thankful for this. But when we look at the word to give thanks or to be thankful that is used by the writer in Hebrews,